This week's national interest borrows a metaphor from our grandparents' stories. And I bet many of you have heard this before, maybe in your own languages. Shivji ki baraat, Lord Shiva's wedding party. So what is that supposed to be? It is supposed to be a riotous, merry mob of various different species, ghosts, witches, apparitions, all kinds of characters high on something, very disorderly, and having fun. So in fact, it's a metaphor for a gaggle of disorderly people, a disorderly, diverse people. Why do they stay together? They stay together because they are led by the groom himself in front, which in this case is Lord Shiva. Without him, this is, as you know, a mob. Now, why is the opposition today looking like that? Because opposition today has many fronts. You would have thought there's a first front always, which is the ruling party, today BJP, second front, which is the main challenger, which is the Congress, and third front will be the rest. But today, there are so many conflicting ambitions that there is no clear third front either. And the idea of putting up a joint front against the BJP, which will then see everybody coalescing into the second front, is not happening. Why is that so? Because everybody now thinks that he has a chance of becoming Dev Gowda again. So this is what I call the maybe Gowda syndrome. That Dev Gowda became Prime Minister, okay, Prime Minister for a short while, but better to be known as an ex-Prime Minister than an ex-Chief Minister. So let me try my luck. If Gowda can get it, so can I. That's why there is a second front under the Congress with a couple of its allies, DMK, NCP, etc., JDS. Then there is a third front in the making, that is SP and BSP, which is now looking for partners, looking for mates. Similarly, Mamata Banerjee is getting everybody together on her stage who are united by no ideology but only one impulse, which is their anti-Modism. You can call it the fourth front in the making. After that, there are other parties, strong parties in their states, KCR in Telangana, Naveen Patnaik in Odisha, who are not appearing on any of these fronts because they see themselves also as possible Gowdas going ahead. That if I get my 20 seats or my 25 seats or 18 seats, maybe I am in a bargaining position because I am not aligned with anybody. So I am just facetiously calling them 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever fronts. Now, if you put all these against Modi, the fantasy is that we will fight Modi state by state. But Modi will not fight a state-by-state election. Modi might decide, in fact, he will fight a national election. And he will go to every state and he will say, do you want to vote the Shivji ki baraat into power when you don't even know who the Prime Minister will be? Will they even respect their Prime Minister? Haven't you already seen a Prime Minister who nobody took seriously? That is Manmohan Singh in UPA too. It will be a killer line and he will win that election quite easily. So unless the opposition genuinely unites and chooses a leader, they are in trouble. If they don't do it, then Modi and his people see this election to be like 1971, Mrs. Gandhi versus the rest, with one difference. It will be worse for the opposition than then, because then at least all the opposition parties were united against Mrs. Gandhi with their anti-Indraism. Today, there is also anti-Congressism. So there are many parties, Aam Aadmi Party for example, YSRCP, there are many parties who are strongly anti-Congress, SP, BSP most importantly. So if they want to live out their fantasy of a non-BJP, non-Congress government, it's not going to happen. And even if it does happen, voters in India again make the kind of mistake they made with Dev Gowda, with what resulted in Dev Gowda in 1996, then this government will fall in a year or a year and a half, maybe 10 months, and then that will give Amit Shah the opportunity to live up to his boast of 50 years of BJP rule. So this is where the equation stands now.